All right, and Mr. Rabago, I did just sign some paperwork on Mr. Todd Franklin. So as soon as everything else comes through, we'll be ready to take up that plea. And Norma, did you know where Mr. John Winter is?
I did call his office, Judge. They said they were going to have him zoom in. Let me figure out where he's at, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Daniel Vela.
Judge, if you give me a few minutes, I'm going to print some stuff out for you for Daniel Vela. Judge.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Ms. Ferguson said she's printing out some information for me. So as soon as I get that, we will talk about why you're here.
Okay.
All right. My printer is broken, so I can't print anything here. Yes. Daniel Vela.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, I'm going to have the staff attorney come in, but what I can tell you is there's not enough information on the documents that you forwarded to us. So there may be a situation where we'll need to get the transcript, because since this was before my time, in the plea paperwork, it just says that it's been reduced to a misdemeanor, but it doesn't tell us if it's a DWI first or if they reduced it to a DWI second. None of that's in here.
Right.
So,
okay.
So the staff attorney is going to zoom in and we'll see if we can find anything else on 360. Because based upon the plea, I know it's a lesser included, but we don't know if it's DWI first or second.
Right.
That's not a part of the plea. So we shall see. And to the state, Meredith or Hunter,
Yes, Judge.
I don't know if you can look into this. Let's go into a breakout room. And Mr. Vela, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And if Hunter or Meredith can come with me to breakout room number 1, please. All right, are we ready on your client? We're ready on Franklin Todd or Todd Franklin.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then Lisa Voigt on Martin Rodriguez.
We need to go to the next setting if we can, Your Honor. He needs to come in and go over some discovery with me in my office, and we have an appointment for Friday to do that.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Martin Rodriguez?
You said for 30 days, Judge?
Yes.
The 19th.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Franklin, could you just step over for 1 minute just to the side? And Deputy Laura, could you have Martin Rodriguez come up, please? Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes, ma'am.
you will be back here at on October 19th at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and were you the person who was on Zoom with no shirt on?
I'm sorry, I've been up working all night.
Well, no, that's no excuse to come on Zoom with no shirt. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. And sometimes it's not about, well, it's always about rehabilitation, but sometimes it's about punishment. So on October 19th, you're going to appear in court, and you're going to appear in court at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
And then after that date, if you are on time and dressed appropriately, I will let you Zoom again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But for now, on October 19th, you're going to appear in person in the 187 District Court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't ever appear on Zoom for anybody's Zoom not dressed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you then. They're going to give you a form to sign, and that form is going to notate that you need to be in court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Voigt, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And now we're ready on Mr. Todd.
Is he not taking the deal?
Oh, Mr. Todd, I'm sorry.
This is Todd Franklin. His last name is Franklin.
Todd Franklin. Okay, and who's the prosecutor?
Hunter Morris, Judge.
All right. And Norma, while I'm doing this plea, could you check on one Hector Garza, please? For Saul Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
And to the clerks, if I could have the file on Saul Martinez, I don't have that file, please. It's on page 4 of the docket.
Yes.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 7280, State of Texas versus Todd Franklin. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Hunter Morris.
for the defense?
Anthony Rabago for Mr. Franklin.
And are you Mr. Franklin?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to make sure you speak up so that the court reporter can hear. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. The court will note that the defendant is present in the courtroom. Any objections from the state? Thank you.
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Franklin, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Todd, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Waiving the habitual felony enhancement, Judge.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Todd, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
What you're charged with is unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon in possession. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Todd, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is waiving the enhancement paragraphs. Punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state opposes your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. Did you understand that was the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Todd Franklin, to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest?
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers states 1 and attachments, Judge.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Todd, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Norma, can I have a date for sentencing, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Let me. Is that on phone? November 3rd, Judge.
All right, what's going to happen, Mr. Todd, is we're going to come back on November 3rd at 9 a.m. You'll need to appear in the courtroom. At that time, I'll make a decision on your application for community supervision. That decision will be based upon what's entitled a pre-sentence investigation report that's performed by probation, and also any other evidence that is submitted to me. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Mr. Todd, I'm not drug testing you today, but you had better come in clean on that date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, we're going to close the record. Mr. Todd, just have a seat and we're going to be right with you for probation to go over conditions and what all you need to do. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just have a seat. Norma, on Deborah Holiday, is there a Deborah Holiday in the courtroom?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Norma, on Deborah Holiday, when do you want to recall her? Ms. Holiday, can you come forward, please?
I can do it for tomorrow, Judge, or if you want me to do it for next week on Monday, it's up to you.
Ms. Holiday?
Oh, okay.
Ms. Holiday, your attorney is in another courtroom this morning, and he's been in court all day on the other side. And when I say other side, I mean civil side.
Yes.
We can recall your case tomorrow or next week. Are you employed?
Oh, ma'am, my husband just died.
And when you say just, when do you mean just?
It's barely 2 months. It was 2 months on the 16th.
Okay. All right, we're going to bring you in next week. What date next week, Norma?
The 27th?
All right, we're going to recall you on September 27th. Ms. Holiday, I'm sorry about your husband. And Ms. Holiday, if you're able to Zoom, you are allowed to Zoom. If not, you'll have to appear in court at 9 a.m. on September 27th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just remain in the courtroom and we're going to get a reset form for you.
Okay.
You're welcome. Saul Martinez. All right, Mr. Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, your attorney is on the civil side. Are you able to come back tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll see you back tomorrow at 9 a.m. You are allowed to Zoom, but if there's something wrong and you aren't able to Zoom, wait a minute, Miss, your attorney, John Winter, just came. Just give us a second. Brenda, did I say John Winter's name 3 times? That's why he appears. All right, so.
What kind of reference is that? What kind of reference are you making?
Well, now, you know, when you say people's names 3 times, suddenly they appear. All right, Mr. Martinez, your attorney is on the civil side. So we're going to have you back tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you are able to Zoom, you can Zoom. You don't have to appear in court. But if you cannot Zoom, then you'll need to appear in court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Holiday, your attorney is now here. Is there anyone available to confer with Mr. Winter on Deborah Holiday? I believe it's a criminal trial division case.
That's right.
I can, Judge.
Okay. All right, I will send you, Mr. Winter, to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
And Rebecca, can I see you and, oh, you need to talk with Mr. Todd. To the courtroom, could you go to breakout room number 2 with Mr. Todd? And Norma, we may need another date on Miss Holiday.
Okay.
And everyone just give me a moment. And Mr. Winter, I sent you to breakout room number 2.
Can I be put back in a breakout room with Meredith, please?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. And Meredith, if you could go to 1, please.
Yes.
So Judge, we're ready to report on Ms. Holliday.
All right, just give me one moment. All right, the court is ready.
Yeah, Judge, defense brought up a defensive issue that I need to get my investigator to look into. I believe it's a first setting. I'm about to
Yes.
email our investigator right now about it, and it could potentially resolve the case, but
All right,
I think
so
we're gonna be
do
able to
you
work
want
it
a
out.
30-day reset?
Does that work, John? And do you want to check if she's even able to Zoom?
Yeah, I need to talk to her about her ability to Zoom and a couple of other things real quick.
All right, so what I'll do is then I'll give her a 30-day reset. Ms. Holliday, can you come forward, please? And Norma, on Ms. Holliday, could I have a 30-day reset, please?
The 19th, Judge.
All right, so we're gonna put this down for October 19th, Ms. Holliday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you know how to Zoom, you can appear by Zoom.
Yes, my daughter will help with that.
All right, so you can appear by Zoom, but if you don't know how to Zoom, you'll have to appear in person, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, John, do you need to speak with her anymore?
Yeah, please.
All right, to the courtroom, if you can go to breakout room number 2, please, and Mr. Winter, if you'll go to number 2. And I'm sorry, Rebecca, were you able to speak with Mr. Todd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then everyone, we are going, I think that's everyone. We're going to stop live streaming. And everyone, we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m.